All right, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have precious metals, commodities, shiny rocks, and whatnot. Going to go over the NASDAQ. It's got an overview of some, commodity price action today. We're going to see what's in the green, what isn't. Gold experiencing some very dramatic downside recently. If you've been following the channel, you are unfazed by such downward price action because you've been prepared for it based on Robo advisors and technical parameters in play. But we can go over that in a moment. Copper in the red today, down over 1%. Palladium, though, however, is up more than 8% for whatever reason. We can check out that technically in a moment. In terms of the energies, crude oil is up more than 2%. Heating, about the same. Our BOB gas line is up almost 100%. Natural gas is down more than 4%, perhaps a dip to buy. And then Brent crude oil would be up more than 2.25%. All of our grains are in the green today. If you are a grain trader or investor, you're looking good, holding on to your wheat futures, up more than 6.5% today. Corn's doing well, up more than 4%. Soybeans, meal, and oil. Soybeans doing quite well in terms of the green, 1 to 3% in gains. Oats up almost 6%. Rough rice about the same in the green, though. Red wheat up more than 6% as well. We even have meats down here. Live cattle down about 0.5%. Feeder cattle down 0.5%. Lean hogs down 1/3%. Milk up almost a percentage. And then we've got what appear cotton up 2.8%. Sugar up about the same. Coffee relatively the same, though increasing slowly. Cocoa down about 1.5%. Lumber has reduced by 2.5% as well. And there's been a whole lot of price fluctuations with housing materials, building supplies, and whatnot. Lumber going down in value may be decent to see for some. But lots going on here in the commodities sphere. It would appear, if we were to do some headline investing here, if we were to just browse these articles, we get Goldman says commodities outlook strong. Pullbacks, a buying opportunity. So there you go, bullish outlook on the future of commodities. In my opinion, I do believe there is rather significant upside that's yet to be experienced for the commodities sector. Can't go wrong with precious metals. I do believe all of these things, wheat and energies and products and whatnot, will be around for quite some time and do have a value beyond their trading price and their perceived value and whatnot. Will balance out eventually, and I do believe over the coming decades, it's going to take some time. Over the coming decades, we will see a continued bullish perspective for commodities. In my opinion, though, we go with the flow. I'll put this article in the description if you happen to want to check it out. So gold, fundamentally, I still am rather bullish on gold in terms of its lifetime moving forward over the following decades, as I said, though in the shorter term here, short to mid term, perhaps continued downside has been playing out, suggested by bearish robos all the way back in May, which technically has saved EngineeringRobo members and or gold investors from more than 4% in downside over the following weeks. And so gold investors can use this chart and the key levels on it to look for the kind of much wider range we'll be trading within. Local resistance overhead has become 1772. Watch out for sell pressure potentially at that level. Down below, the next strongest support we may experience some sideways along is going to be 1,680 just down below there. So right now we are making our way towards support. We have fallen out of this triangular consolidation pattern. So in my opinion, wasn't a huge fan of this lower line anyway, though technically it was a previous ascending support level. It is now resistance. If we were to pump upward back toward it, it would just be a sort of break downward retest and perhaps continuation unfolding. So we're actually going to get rid of that line. Not a huge fan of it at the moment. We're making our way towards support. As I mentioned, 1680 is approaching, or the 200 period moving average is approaching my 60 and 80 support level. This is the weekly chart, so where this is the 200 week moving average. Support found off of it, I do believe, would suggest the uptrend is intact in the longer term, so we can see just how we interact with this significant moving average moving forward. But 20% of your gold investment can be invested when we find support, 30% when we are free from this descending trend line, at the moment overhead as this one here, though we will visualize another one if they play out. And that remaining 50% can be invested when two of our chosen three robos enter a bullish state, which happened to have been all the way back in December of 2018, where you were able to experience 62% in upside on gold utilizing EngineeringRobo. Looking at silver, in a bit of a situation, it would appear falling below my key level is going to be 1981. A psychological level to consider would be 20, a nice kind of round level there that we should hope to find as support moving forward, though if resistance is confirmed, we may continue our way downward toward the next level of potential support, 1372. And so right now we are just looking for continued interaction with these levels to see just how significant they will be. At the moment, with price action below this 1981 level there, it is technically resistance until we can solidify it as anything otherwise. Bearish robos in play, though, have been forecasting this downside so far. EngineeringRobo has saved us from over 8% in downside as we patiently wait for the return of bullish robos, which has allowed us to experience over 60% in upside. So right now we're still looking for support. Hopefully we can get ourselves back above 1981, potentially interacting with that $20 level. We are finding ourselves below this 200 weekly moving average, which is not the best thing to see in my opinion. If we start to experience resistance beneath it, that could suggest a much more prolonged downward movement toward lower support there. So we will have to see how this plays out as we patiently wait for the return of more bullish factors here. Technically, perhaps sideways and or downside is to be considered for silver, though I still believe in the much longer term, precious metals will always be precious and metal. Looking at copper, EngineeringRobo has saved us from over 18% in downside over the last kind of few weeks here as we interact with this 200 weekly moving average. Support off of it would be nice to see and would suggest a longer uptrend in play. A support level to consider down below is 297, resistance overhead at 464. We are patiently waiting for more bullish technical confirmations here. We need to get closer to support to consider investing that 20% investment ratio. 50% can be invested when EngineeringRobo returns to a bullish state, which has allowed us to experience 32 and 94% in gains ever since 2016. At the moment, we are patiently waiting for continued price action toward a significant support level, either my key level down below or support found off this moving average. That remaining 30% can be invested when we find ourselves above this down trend line. And now, lastly, we have palladium experiencing some, upside here recently, trying to find itself back above its 200 weekly moving average. Though with some significant bearish robos in play, perhaps this would be a level to exit your palladium investment, as we do anticipate continued interaction towards significant support. Either we hold along this moving average or we come back down toward 1541, which is my support level in play. We have an ascending kind of uptrend line here of support waiting for us if we were to trade sideways toward it for several months to a couple years here, it would appear, as well as resistance overhead awaits us near 2879. So right now, this is kind of just like an upward pump to allow, perhaps people waiting to get out of the market an ability or a chance to get out of the market here during this pump. This may be a shorting opportunity for some. Until we see some more bullish factors in play, I would not get too excited for this upside at the moment. So definitely wouldn't be buying at these levels in my personal opinion. I would like to see at least a bullish robo or support found near this moving average. But thank you so much for hearing my analysis. Let me know in the comment section down below anything you'd like to see in the next video in terms of commodities. We can cover more energies or fabrics or anything that you'd like to see. Let me know down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.